Yo, somebody granddaddy is getting tricked with this software right here. Yo, somebody granddaddy is getting tricked with this software right here. Yo, somebody granddaddy is getting tricked with this software right here.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, and that is who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashim, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai, which means He is our salvation. And that is who the world also ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, who, by the way, only came for the Israelites. All right. Now, what you was allowed to see was a loop of 3 times, so you can tell that that was a AI generated software program that can be used to deceive or trick someone. All right. Now, as the background showed you in the little square was the original, content creator of that, the so-called black guy, using it, posing as what looks to be a woman, but it's just him with the software. Okay. This is where we at with it. All right. This is what Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, is allowing us to test out these programs that he has had for the years. Because you can't tell me that that chick, albeit AI, wouldn't pass for one of you to fall in line with whatever she asks or tells you to do. Because not only can you now FaceTime and deceive someone, but you can ask them for favors. That gives credence to the saying OnlyFans. So have you been watching OnlyFans thinking that you're watching your favorite content creator, and all the while you've been watching a dude behind the closed doors perpetrating as a female, and you just squandering and throwing away your money? You see? This gives credence to a whole new line of deceivery. Okay? This is where we at with it. All right? Now, hey, it was a point in time where you had to ask to FaceTime someone to see whether or not that was really them. Well, guess what? That doesn't even work anymore. All right? See, that's why it says ask for the old ways. All right? The old ways. Okay? That's what you got to ask for, because this new technology, although it's good in the sense that it's helping us push this truth, because, hey, that's the only reason why it was ever created, for this truth's sakes only. It also comes with a lot of deceiving too. All right? That's why you got to make sure, hey, you using it for the intended purpose. That's to push this word. All right? Now, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and we're going to read verse 9. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. It reads, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. See? So this is where we at with it right now. Satan is showing you his what? Technology. All right? That he have had all the while. He's just now bringing it to the stage so you mere mortals, because that's how he looks at you, as just, goyim, can test it as he's been using it for the longest. See, this is his way of being what? that God. He has a God-like complex. That's why when you jump up, it says this right here. It says, verse 4, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High. See, this is the son of perdition, Esau, Edom. It says, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. See, Satan has a God, Esau, Edom, which is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, has a God-like complex. He wants to be like the Most High. All right? This technology gives him the out to do such, because in order for you to continue to use this, you're going to eventually have to take that charagma, that RFID microchip. That's where everything is coming down to. So he's letting you sample, bite the apple, as it were, so you can see some of the technology that he has have all the while, that he's kept secret. But now it's at the end of his reign, he's bringing it out and letting you see just how deceitful and cunning and wild he is. Because we getting ready to come into a time like never before, Jacob's trouble, where he's gonna hold no punches. All right, and the only way we're gonna get through this is through the mercy and grace and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So he has had this technology all the while. All right. So let's read that again. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, even him, who? Satan. We know the physical counterpart is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the son of perdition. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Right, because Satan just goes into adversity, or adversary, Salakia. And Esau, Edom is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Because why? He opposes, or he's the adversary of the Israelites, and in essence of the adversary of the Most High. See? So this technology has been here all the while. All right, he's used it. Who knows how many, Israelites he's locked up and put behind bars because of it. Who knows how many Israelites he have had, off or unalive. And now he's letting you sample it, because why? He's getting ready to move on to the next phase. All right. That's diabolical, man. All right. Here it is. And you get what you get, man. All right. Let's just read it. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all powers and signs and lying wonders. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. It's only getting started. It's only going to escalate as we get closer to the end. His technology, his AI, as he brings forth this new world order, we're going to see things like we've never seen before. Especially when he allows you to really tap in and get that charagma, then you're really going to see what it feels like to be in his, predicament. Because he already has that godlike complex. So it says, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish. Why? Because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. See? This is why a lot of our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, are going to be destroyed in the time of Jacob's trouble, leading up into America, Babylon the Great, being destroyed by the way of what? Thermonuclear fire and the chariots. Because why? You didn't want to believe the truth while it was here in front of your face. See? You're going to be misled. You're going to be led to the slaughter. You're going to take the charagma, and that's going to be it, man. All right? This damn devil is moving. All right? I can speak for myself personally, as I was on my bicycle cycling, route. I'm watching signs in a particular county where come a specific date, January the 11th in Seminole County, they're doing away with the public transportation in the sense that you can no longer ride city buses. Now you have to what? Schedule a ride and they'll send someone to come pick you up. So now no longer can you just wait at a bus stop and put cash into the turnstile to get on the bus. You have to have a what? Smartphone to set an appointment for you to come get picked up and take to wherever you got to go at. See? They're not denying you service, but they're requiring you to now have a what? Digital device in order for you to set up an appointment. Taking your what? Autonomy or what you believe free will or independency away. Because it's all coming down to this hour, all right? Where in order for you to buy, sell, whatever else you need to get, you're going to have that charagma. So it says, verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And that's all this AI technology is about, man. All right? It's giving you the, what's the word? Illusion that you got something that's going on and there ain't nothing behind it. All right? You here talking to a female and you talking to a damn dude, man. But because you, not seeking the old ways, as it says in Jeremiah 6:16, seek ye the what? Old ways. Wherein what? Jeremiah 6:16 says, thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein. See? You got to ask for the old path, man. This word, this truth, this holy Bible, this word is the old path. This is the only thing that's going to keep you sound in the times that's approaching, man. All right? Because they can easily change up words in the Bible on this device. But they got to be already within you. Because why? You seeking the old path, man, the old ways. You live in this Bible. The word has to be in you. You're living it. That's the living waters. You got to have the living waters within you running throughout your course, the blood of you got to have it run throughout your course, your veins. This truth has to be running throughout your veins. It has to be that living water. Because once they take this word off the internet and scrub everything else, the videos and everything else pertaining to this truth, that's it. You got to already have it in you. So it says, Jeremiah 6:16, thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein. Why? And ye shall find rest for your souls. See? This is what we're doing. We're finding rest for our souls right now, for when all hell breaks loose, we'll have understanding. While all these other people are going to freak out and really panic and riot, we're going to have rest. It says, but they said, we will not walk therein, right? And you're going to have the 2/3 of our people that's just going to reject this. And that's fine with us, okay? That just goes all the more to, secure our spot as being, Lord willing, the part of the elect. All right? So we seeking the old paths. All right? So back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 12. It says that they might be damned who believe not the truth, the old paths. See? You want this microwave, fast, self-gratifying, gratification. Hey, that's what you get. Okay? See? Now you get a dude, what they call catfishing you, taking you for your money. And as it says, why spend money on things that are not, let's see if we can get that. Why spend money? Isaiah 55, and let's just get to it. Isaiah 55 in verse 2. It reads, wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread? See? So you'll spend money on everything that's not bread. This bread is this truth, all right? Yahweh Shah is likened to that bread, okay? What's that, St. John 6? So why spend money for that which is not bread, right? You're going to spend money, throw your money on OnlyFans, and here it is, you thinking you talking to a Playboy model or whatever. You talking to some dude behind a keyboard, deceiving you. It says, in your labor for that which satisfy not. See? And then at the end of the day, you got to what? Subscribe, buy subscriptions, and then you back to your miserable life. Okay? But see, in this truth, as it says in the book of St. John, chapter 16 and 33, it says, what does Yahweh say? He says, in this world, you may have what? Let's get that. St. John 16 and 33. It says, these things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. See? In the world, you should have tribulation. So you spending your money on things that are not bread. All right? And then what? You got to you right back where you started from. It says, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. See? So we get great solace knowing that we spending our money on bread that is going to benefit. All right? And it may be hard for some of you to grasp and understand, and that's okay. All right? Because the truth isn't for everyone. All right? It's only for the elect. Only the elect is going to see the importance and the significance behind this. All right? The patience, the faith. All right? The time. It's going to all pay off in the end. All right? This is only for the elect. They are the only ones that see the severity behind what we're doing. To some, it's just a game. It's just something to be entertained with. But to the elect, those that take this deadly serious, we understand the significance behind this, and we serve the Lord with our whole heart and in fear and trembling. So it says, Yahweh says, and yet, it's like and Yahweh says, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Right? So why are you spending your money on things that are not bread, man? All right? When you just getting tricked and deceived. All right? And your time being what? Wasted. Okay? Because why? This world is going to fade away whether you believe it or not. This is Isaiah 55 and 2. One more time. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfy not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. See? When everything else fails, this truth is going to be here. It's going to endure the hands of time, man. This is where you want to be at, all right? And we seeing as this world wax worse and worse, man, you can't tell what's real or not. That's why you got to wholeheartedly rely and put your faith in this truth, and that the servants and prophets that the Lord have set up to guide you. And you got to pray daily, okay? Because this damn devil, he isn't playing for keeps, man. He's taking everything and anything. If you believe any lies he put out there, guess what? That's on you. That's on you. You know the song, Yellow Breezy. That's on you, okay? Because you've been warned, all right? And you got these hucksters. They're going to probably capitalize on it, all right? They ain't going to tell you that they got other businesses outside of what they call doing the work of the truth, but they're using these programs as well, and they're not using them for the betterment of the people. They're using them to what? Fatten their wallets or their pockets, okay? So this AI, hey, it's all part of the script though, all right? Everything has its intended purpose and its reason, all right? Even this so-called AI technology to deceive, those that are not part of the elect, all right? So if you get carried away and you want to spend your money and your time and think you chasing a fabulous model and she's showing you all type of, new pictures and such, and your time is being distracted from serving Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, go right ahead, man. Because we at the end of this thing, all right? And if you ain't got your hand on the plow doing the work to the best of your ability, then you ain't fit for the kingdom to begin with, all right? So let's go ahead and wrap this up. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. See? Hey, what does it tell us? Don't marvel, because Satan himself is transformed into an angel. See? Marvel not, for Satan is transformed into an angel. See, he made himself look like the man of the Bible. He made himself look like the Most High. He made himself look like who they call Jesus, but we know Yahweh Shai. So don't marvel now, man. All right, this is part of his cunningness, his craftiness, okay? And just wait when persecution come down on the Israelites at its fullest. They coming after the brothers, all right? But see, unlike the 2/3, the elect are going to be taken care of, all right? And we know Satan got his little devices and deceptiveness and everything else, but guess what? We don't fear him, all right? We fear Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. So it says 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant. See? Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. See? You better seek the old paths. All right? This truth while you got time. Seek the Lord while he may be found. All right? Getting choked up with the cares of this world is going to take you out the game quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right? You got to stay 10 toes down and have your eye single on this truth. All right? All the way into the end. You got to cross that finish line. All right? So let's read this one more time and then we'll close out. This is 1 Peter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right? So with that being said, pray some more was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.